Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my Ghost Recon Future Soldier Elite Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the mission Deep Fire, and we're back in the pearly grip of the invisible ghost team. So at the beginning of this mission, you're going to be sneaking your way onto this great freighter that you can see in front of me in this lovely icy wilderness. And because the sign in front of us says infiltrate, that means you can do this without having to kill anybody. And as I've proven in previous videos where I've had this opportunity, that's generally what I try to do, because I do enjoy the stealth mechanics of this game. And I do know from playing it exactly how to exploit them so that I can get you onto the ship the quickest way that I found possible. So just follow the path that I do. Whenever you see one of those signs on the screen that shows you that somebody's about to spot you, just lay prone. It'll generally make it go down, and then you can exploit the standing up to going prone animation to just keep, worming and snaking your way further forward. And this level shouldn't be too difficult. There's a couple of firefights coming up that can be quite challenging depending on how you take them on and where you defend and your positioning and all that good stuff, but I'll speak about those when I get to them. And for the most, this is very, very simple. So the first thing I'd like to say, people, on another note, is I do apologise as there's not been many uploads on my channel. Like this guide should be done. It should have been done, but as you know, I am in the last year of university and the deadlines have kind of all jumped on us at the same time. So that's why you've not had any content. And as of the Friday, which was yesterday, that's just passed, my main production assignment has been handed in on that day. So that is all done and dusted with now. So I'm like still kind of recovering from 4 back-to-back, pretty much 24-hour work days with all-nighters and just sheer insanity. It got to the point, on one of the days where I was just fucking hallucinating because I'd had such little sleep and we just had to get stuff done. But now that is through, there is one more week left to get the rest of the assignments in, which I'm in a much better position for. And then after that, it's back to the normal scheduled uploads and bringing you some more content and all that good stuff. But it is what it is, people. I cannot prioritize YouTube over my, the real world. So it's just what it is. A couple of people have been asking me if I'm going to be covering the other press conferences. I am. It's just at the time when I recorded the Microsoft one, the website I went to get the list of the games that were announced did not do the Sony or the other conferences. And then when I googled them, I could not find, a website with a list of what was shown. It was all videos and shit, and I didn't have the time to scout through them. And I just wanted to speak, so I put them off, and I will be recording them once the school bender is over, basically. But yeah, Ghost Recon. I've not actually played this game for a while. I tried playing the Guerrilla mode, which I had really high hopes with, but me and my friend Aiden played, the guy from the Time Cop crew, and it's fucking garbage. Like, every single feature-rich, horde mode that's come out makes it look just like child's play, and yet this game has come out afterwards and somehow managed to fuck up every aspect that made those, those play modes fun. So it's not very fun at all, and we did maybe 4 or 5 levels, and I literally had to turn it off because it was just that unanimous moment of this is fucking shit. And I don't know if you've ever had that moment, but when you're expecting something to be good, it can feel like somebody's punching you in the balls because you want it to be good, it just isn't good. And that epiphany, unfortunately, means that there probably won't be much of that content going on my channel because I cannot stand it at all. Ridiculously bad. But really pertaining to this guide, I probably should have started at the end and worked my way backwards, because the very last part of the last level of this game is the hardest part of the game, and everything else is pretty easy, so it's probably not going to get that much use. I'm glad I covered it though, because it was fun, and there's going to be some people that will enjoy it. It's just, there is not too much to say about this game unless, you're outlining certain areas where you've got to be really specific, because for the most, I don't think anyone's really going to struggle with this one, because it is not as hard as the ones that were before it, and as a whole, it's pretty simple. But a couple of things on side notes again. Anybody that's been missing the I Don't Even Want One Copy of Time Cop podcast, that's going to be coming back. It never ended, essentially. We just got so busy we couldn't arrange meetings to do them. So we're going to be doing one after next Friday, and then it's just going to be one a week as per usual and try and catch up. It's probably, the first one will be focused around E3 to go over what everybody thinks about that stuff. And then it'll just be, business as usual. because I know I've missed it. I don't know about your guys, I've really missed doing it because it's a fun time to sit down with your friends and just shoot the shit, and we don't do it enough because we're all busy people these days, which blows. But keep on moving forward, keep on utilising your stealth, utilising your team to target, see, that's how fucking tired I am, to target your enemy. There's a pretty challenging time section coming up where you have to rush up some stairs where you can die if you're not careful, but as you'll see on my performance, you do not have to do it with any kind of finesse to have success. It's more than, you know, possible to be done in any kind of approach. But just bear with it. And I'm probably not going to do any commentaries after this until after the Friday of the final deadline, because my computer's actually lagging right now. The preview window that I use to watch these back as I speak is having a really hard time because my laptop is so full at the moment with uni work and guides and shit, and I really need to sort that out before I start doing some sessions, because it can be very difficult to watch, you know, a stop motion playback of what you did during a game. It's not cool at all. But this guide will be going up as quick as I can when I get the time, as soon as the deadlines pass. So will Devil May Cry. I'm gonna continue doing the Saints Row stuff. I'm gonna start recording some more of that. I'm going to be uploading the Portal stuff, and I'm gonna be starting the Dark Souls live playthrough, which a lot of people have been asking me if I was gonna do it. I didn't know if I was gonna do it because I'd not played the game, and I've played the game now, people. I've played it quite a lot. I've put about 15 hours into it as it stands, and I like it a lot. It's a very good game. I did originally say I was going to do something along the lines of a blind playthrough, and I wanted to do that, but I don't want to start this until my deadlines are done, and that's another week, and I've tried not to play too much of the game, but I can't help it. It's that good. It's just lured me into its universe, and I've really enjoyed what I'm doing. This is the slightly tougher section, by the way. You'll notice that I'm rushing it. I'm kind of, you know, throwing caution to the wind, because you are timed, and there are a lot of enemies that are in cover that are going to pop up, and it's going to be one of those parts where you're either going to die really quickly, or you're going to look like you're going to die but not actually, you know, kick the bucket. So you shouldn't have too much of an issue here, but I have died myself, so it can happen, but just be careful, and just bear in mind you've got 2 minutes, and if you run out of time you'll probably fail. But you do not have to be doing what I'm doing right now, where I'm just balls to the wall rushing forward like a complete psychopath. Although, as I've just proven, it does work. But yeah, Dark Souls, man. It was such an interesting thing to start, because I've said so much against the game without having played it. And a lot of my opinions are born purely from the visuals of the game and from what it looks like you're doing. And having played it now, those opinions haven't changed. I still think it's a very uninteresting looking game. I still think that, you know, the whole knights and dragons and green castle walls is a very contrived look that I do not find visually stimulating whatsoever. But the mechanics of the game, the wealth of fiction and mystery that they've got in the game it's hard not to like it. There's such a charm to it. But at the same time, it's really funny because they've tried to intentionally make the game so unapproachable, you know, so inaccessible to any kind of new player, that a lot of people are not going to play this game. A lot of people are not going to go near Dark Souls because of the reputation that it has for being difficult, and for the reputation it has for being unforgiven. And I do believe that the latter is true, but I do not believe the former is, because Dark Souls, you're hearing it here first, folks, is not a hard game. Dark Souls is an unforgiving game. There is a big difference. A very big difference. Like this game here, this is not a hard game, but there are certain parts of it that you might get frustrated if you play it wrong. And that could be said about a lot of games, and it can be certainly said about Dark Souls. But I'm going to continue my little DS tangent into the next video, guys. So thanks for watching, and you take care now.